somebody knocks on my window from the back porch. I was fine, but I was a lot higher than I had intended to be for going to a haunted house. We were just playing manhunt and Joyce fell in a ditch and broke her leg. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, we're not even real. We don't even like bleed when we get cut. Like when we get cut, there's nothing there, but we're programmed to think that there's blood there. We're actually hollow. Hi, happy 420 or belated. Happy belated 420, depending on when you see this. I'm just gonna tell you some stories today about my time partaking. And then we'll eventually get to why I don't smoke anymore. Let's just get right into the stories now, shall we? They're gonna start off just a little silly, and then they will eventually spiral into something ridiculous. Let's do this. YouTube, if you're seeing this video is educational. And I'm not condoning anything or telling anybody to do anything ever. My bedroom kind of became the spot that all my friends and I would smoke in. I always had snacks. I took my snacks seriously, and it wasn't even because of the weed. I just love my snacks. I have a shelf over here with them, and I never really got like super hungry when I was high, but a lot of my friends did, so I always had snacks. I had a bowl like this big just filled with like the Dum Dum like suckers. I always had that thing full. I had ice cream, I had chips, I had everything. We would order pizza sometimes, and there was this, it still exists, but here's the thing. There's this like delivery service that's like DoorDash kind of, but it's called GoPuff, and they deliver snacks. Okay, that got, I don't know, at least introduced to my area. I don't know when they started, but it came to my area around the time that people started coming to my house to smoke. I had to have been their biggest customer. And I'm not kidding, because after I moved out of my old house, I stopped ordering from them as much, and then they stopped servicing my area. They stopped delivering in my area. So I think it's because of me that they don't deliver around here anymore. And I'm not kidding. There was this one time I spent $70 on snacks the one night for me and my friend Molly. Molly and Owen were the most frequent people to come like smoke at my house with me. Also Rob. If you saw this video, okay, my after prom experience video, I mentioned that Molly was dating someone named Kyle. That what we're talking about right now happened after that. So Molly was not dating Kyle anymore. Molly was now dating a guy named Rob. Just to clear that up. So speaking of Molly, we would sit there for like what felt like hours. I don't actually know, but I feel like it was always at least 1 to 2 hours on Omegle. We would just sit there so high on Omegle talking to people. And by talking to people, I mean she would, and I would stay out of like frame, okay, recording. So I have a bajillion videos of these, and I'm so sorry that I can't show them to you, but Molly's in them and a bunch of strangers, and I can't show you those. You're not really missing much though. It was just total buffoonery. Molly used to wait for us to like connect to the next person or whatever, okay, for the next person to show up, and then when they did, she would be like, "Are you a Virgo?" And if they said no, she'd be like, "Oh, okay, like, cool, what's your sign?" And then if they said yes, they were a Virgo, she would make a gagging sound and then hang up. She did not like Virgos. There was this one time, oh my God. Molly was at my house again. Molly was pretty much always there for this stuff. We were having the time of our lives. We're sitting in my room. My room used to be connected to our back porch. Somebody knocks on my window from the back porch, knocks on it, and we hear somebody like mumbling out there. I'm like, what is happening? I wasn't the kind of person that got paranoid when stuff like this happened, so I was just like giggling the whole time. I was like, why is there somebody knocking on my window? I go to my dad's room, because sometimes my dad would hang out like on the back porch or in the garage. Sometimes he kind of made that his own space because we didn't use it to like park in or anything. I'm like, were you just knocking on my window? He's like, no. I'm like, well, somebody was knocking on the window. So my dad grabbed like a baseball bat that we had in the house and like went to the back door and was like, who's out there? It's Rob. Rob came to pick up Molly, and I guess her phone was off or something. Don't really remember, to be completely honest with you. But he thought that instead of knocking on the front door, he should go into my backyard, go on the back porch, and knock on my window. Another time, there was another time at my old house. It was me and Molly and a friend you guys have not heard anything of yet, named Rebecca, okay? I don't know what Molly was doing, but she like tossed the Emily Bat Squishmallow into the air, and I had just finished eating a bowl of cereal, okay? There was some like cereal milk left in it, okay? I put it down on my like backboard headrest thing on my bed for literally 2 minutes. I had just put it down because I didn't feel like getting up yet. She throws the Squishmallow in the air and it hits the bowl and the milk goes everywhere. I just was like, I'm not even gonna make her feel bad. It was an accident. It's fine. So I'm like, no, like it's fine. Like Molly apologized. Rebecca was like shaken. She saw it happen. Whoa! Guys, I promise I'm sober right now. Rebecca saw that happen and she was like, she used to laugh so much, but she was like, and she just like sat like that for like 10 minutes. It really did something to her. And I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I just like feel bad. And I was like, it's completely fine. I cleaned it up. It is all good. It was an accident. You didn't even do it. But she just like, it like haunted her or something. Anyways, that era, okay, of being in my house came to an end, okay? And I had to move into an apartment. And we would partake there sometimes too. A little more low key though, because it was an apartment building. But there was this one time, okay, spoiler alert, my old toxic friend group from these two videos, okay, I'll have them linked down below if you want to watch them. We all kind of broke off and stopped being friends. For most of us, there was a lot of just like the normal, like, you know, you grow up and, you know, your lives change and you just like don't talk anymore is what most of it was. But there was a couple instances where it was like a blowout fight, like we're done. Owen robbed my house. Yeah, so that's what happened there. But that's not what we're talking about today. But basically, that whole old group had disbanded pretty much, except for the fact that Molly and I still hung out. There was this one time we were smoking in my new apartment. I can't remember if I suggested it or if she suggested it. I want to say that she did, but I also don't want to be wrong, so I'm not sure. But one of us was like, wouldn't it be so funny to text all of our old friends, except Owen, okay, and just like say hi? And I'm egging her on. I'm like, yes, like do it. That'd be so funny. Like, let's see if everybody says like hi, because we're high. It really wasn't funny at all. She does it. She texts everybody hi. To this day, nobody answered. Here's the screenshot of it. To this day, it sits barren. Now we're gonna talk about a different group of people for this one, all right? And then we're gonna get into the stories that pretty much lead to the point where I just had to stop. So we have this thing around here called Fright World, okay? It's like a scream park. They come around every like fall, and it's got, I think, like 5 haunted houses they have every year. Sometimes they're different. Sometimes they're exactly the same as the year before. So for this particular story, there was a lot of us, but the only people that I need to mention for this story are just me, Liam, and Sean. Liam drove, so he was completely sober. And somebody drove a different car and they were completely sober, but everybody else that came with us was not, okay? I had been partaking in like regular weed for a while, and somebody offered me a dab pen, and I forgot that those are just so different, and I took the most monstrous hit off of that thing, and I thought I was gonna suffocate. because I just forgot that they hit different. Like, I was fine, but I was a lot higher than I had intended to be for going to a haunted house. But anyways, you know, whatever, we get there, okay? And they have a security guard that stands outside of the Scream Park just to make sure that you're not like bringing in like anything dangerous and stuff, okay? Sean used to get very paranoid when we would smoke, and he and I were walking like through the parking lot and he saw the security guard, and I'm not kidding, he stopped. He was like, I forgot there's a security guard. How are we gonna get in? Which, I mean, was valid, but also I was like, I don't think he's gonna care. So I was like, I just had to be such like a about it, of course. I was like this. I walked up to the door and I let the security guard do like the metal detector scanning thing, and then I walked in. We all got in just fine. We were literally all underage. Like smoking wise, at least. I still would have been 17. Don't do drugs and don't drink underage, okay? I'm not here to promote anything. Do as I say, not as I do. And when other people do stupid things, learn from it. Anyways, you know, we all get in there just fine and dandy. I don't want to say that I got vertigo, but I think I experienced something a little similar to like a mild instance of it, because we were in there and I was looking at one of the signs of the haunted houses, and I don't know what happened, but the sign was coming towards me and everything else in the room was going away from me. And I was like, I was just having the time of my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so silly, even though I felt so dizzy and gross. Oh, forgot to mention, we went to this thing called Lights Out. Normally when you go to the haunted houses, like, it's dark in there, you know, that's the whole point, but there's lights every once in a while so you can see. Not during Lights Out. During Lights Out, they turn off all the lights in all of the houses, and the person at the front of your group gets a flashlight handcuffed to them, and that's it. We went during that. Liam, because he was one of the sober people, was at the front of our group, and he had the flashlight, and then I was behind him, and then Sean was behind me, and then like 3 other people that were with us, and then there was the other group. We're going through one of the haunted houses, and this particular one is kind of like a broken down like hoarder house. I don't know how else to put it. They fill it with like a bunch of like random knickknacks and stuff, and they make it kind of messy, like it was abandoned, you know. We're going through one of the rooms. I've never been through this room when it wasn't lights out, so I wasn't expecting anything, but I was laughing the whole time. I was just having a good time. This particular room, I want to say was like a closet or something, because again, we couldn't really see, but Liam is walking and we bump into like what feels like clothes hanging down in a closet. I don't know. Again, Liam, completely sober, yanks me to the floor and he's like, everybody on the ground. I cannot stop laughing, because what are we talking about? He's acting like we're in the trenches, like we're in like a real life situation or something. I could not take it serious. It was so funny, but he made our whole group crawl on the ground under the clothes. I'm pretty sure we could have just like sorted through them, but hey, what are you gonna do? I don't remember anything else that happened when we were there, and we went through 5 houses. Oh wait, no, I have one more. I am so sorry. I'm always all over the place. I just forget things until I start like talking about them, and then it all starts coming back to me. I see like flashes in my mind. One of them was like Area 51 themed, because it was around the whole time of the Area 51 meme. And in that particular haunted house, they had one of those like tunnel things that like spins, and you walk across like the platform that's in the middle of the room, and it makes it feel like you're like turning or whatever. For some reason, I was the first person to get to it. Like I was at the front of the group in that house for some reason. And here's the thing about me. I cannot just relax and unwind when I am under any influence. I don't like not being in control of myself. So even when I am inebriated, I stay in control of myself as much as I possibly can. Like, I can't just like unwind and have like a good time. Like, I can have a good time, but I still need to be as conscious of myself as I can. Because what if something happens? What if somebody needs to call the police or something? I need to be able to do it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I have to be responsible for the other people around me. Like, I want everybody to just like be safe. So I can't just like not think about stuff like that. But I get to this tunnel before everybody else, and I was like, oh, this thing's gonna make me sick if I just walk across it. I closed my eyes and I booked it across that thing. I ran. I had my hands on the railings and I ran as fast as I could across the thing, because I knew if I felt the railings, I would at least like know that I'm still going straight. Like, I'm not gonna like slam into one of them. So I get through it. I turn around. Everybody is falling over. Another friend that you guys haven't heard about yet, her name is Jenny. I turned around and she was on the floor and I could not stop laughing. She didn't fall and hurt herself, let me be clear. She just like needed to sit down. She was on the floor. So I got like a step's worth in and like reached my hand, like I roached my hand out. No, I gave her my hand so she could get up and get out of the thing. We're moving on to the last few stories now. Okay, this is something different. We're gonna talk about edibles now. I can't have them. Wouldn't you know it? The first time I had an edible, I was on a camping trip. I have not had good luck with camping trips. Everybody that went on this camping trip was me, Molly, Rob, Sean, and Joyce. Austin was supposed to come with us, but he canceled. I don't remember why. He did not come. Here's the thing. Joyce had never not been sober in her life at all, like in any regard. So she came with us because she wanted to try smoking. Just keep that in mind. We get there, it's all fine and dandy. We split up the rooms, the cabin's cute and all. It's got this little balcony upstairs where Molly and Rob are sleeping. Did I get the bed to myself? Oh my God, that's fire. You know, the first day goes by, it's fun. We go swim in the little like lake thing that they've got there, like the beach. It wasn't really a beach, but it was still cute. Like, whatever. We had a good time. And then we're like, all right, let's go smoke up in the balcony. Joyce wants to try it. Here's the thing about Molly is I think sometimes she used to forget that she was like a certified stoner. And that maybe somebody who's never smoked before wouldn't want to get like higher than a kite. Maybe just like a little bit to see how it feels. She has Joyce take a huge hit off of her bong. Joyce did not enjoy that at all. I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you have her do that? But anyways, that little thing happened. Here's where I made a grave error. We had actual weed, then we had edibles, and then we had a little bit of wine. Disgusting warm box wine, mind you. I smoked a little bit, was whatever. I drank a little bit of that wine, but I had like a couple little sips of it. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was still in there, so I just feel I should mention it for this part. And then I had an edible for the first time. I'm feeling nothing. It's been like an hour and a half. I'm feeling nothing. Like, I'm having a good time. And everybody's like, let's go outside and have a little campfire. And Joyce keeps insisting we play manhunt. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. But, you know, yeah, let's go have a campfire. Everybody goes first to get outside. I climb down the ladder from the balcony. I open the front door of the cabin to get out there. The millisecond the outside air hit me, I was done. It was over. It was so bad. I get out there and my head was like, okay. And then I don't know how else to describe this part, but my vision was moving kind of like a slideshow. Like, I would like see myself like walking for a second, like, you know, like walking, and then it was like delayed or something. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I wasn't seeing how you would normally see. It was like I would move and then it would pause, and I would move and it would pause, like wherever I was looking. That's the best way I can describe it, right? So, you know, we're having a good time. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm looking out at the lake. Okay, here's a picture of the lake. And there's like frogs or something out there. They're making like a weird like sound. Okay, I think they were frogs. They could have been bugs. I don't know. But something was making like a weird clicking sound. All right. And I'm talking to Molly and I'm looking out at the lake like this. Okay, at least I remembered to take a picture. I was like, man, like, doesn't the lake kind of look like a lake that you would see in like a scary movie where like all the teenagers like go camping and then like a lake monster comes out and like takes them all except for one, and then nobody believes the one that was left because like who's gonna believe a lake monster? And then I was like, wait, but this kind of looks like a lake where the lake monster would come out and like take all the teenagers, and then nobody would believe the last one because who's gonna believe a lake monster? And I had to turn away from the lake for the rest of the night. I could not handle it. I was like, oh, like now I freaked myself out. So I turn around, my vision is still acting up. I think Rob was lighting our campfire, okay? And I'm not even that close to it, but my vision is acting up, and I just remember seeing one like slide of the campfire, and I'm like kind of walking towards it, and that was enough to give me the most like insane fear that I am going to fall into the campfire and burn to death because I'm too high. Everybody's like, let's go sit down by the campfire. I am sitting there. I don't know how long. My sense of time had to have been skewed. It felt like a half hour to an hour. It could have been 5 minutes. I'm sitting there with my knees against my chest and my arms around my knees. I am petrified. If I move, I'm gonna fall in that fire. And Molly was like, I think you need to just go to bed. She's like, I don't think you're doing good. Like, you need to just go to sleep. I'm like, okay, can you help me to the cabin though? So she, helps me get into the cabin, whatever. I FaceTime Owen because at this point we were still friends. I was like, I am so high. I'm laying there in my bed, still on the phone, and I like close my eyes and I'm like, this is so insane. I'm like seeing like color patterns that I recognize, but I couldn't pinpoint a single one. Like I would see like green, white, and brown, but like very particular shades, and I'd be like, I recognize that. Like I know it's from somewhere, but I could not pinpoint a single one of them. And then it would change to something else, right? That happens. Owen and I are still talking on the phone. Molly comes in the cabin. She's like, Sarah, we were just playing Manhunt and Joyce fell in a ditch and broke her leg. I was like, are you serious? Because I told them not to play Manhunt because it was Joyce's first time not being sober, like at all, ever. I was like, it's not a good idea to go out in the dark and play Manhunt. Like somebody's going to get hurt. So Molly comes in and tells me that. I was like, you're actually like joking. And she was like, yeah, I am. I'm kidding. I was like, go away. I was done. Right. So at some point after that, I go to sleep. I'm done. I had it. Joyce was fine. That did not happen. She was fine. They didn't even play Manhunt. Just to let you know. I go to sleep. I wake up the next day, still high. That was, terrible. Here's the thing. I had always assumed that particular experience was so bad because I had had an edible and smoked some actual weed and drank a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I got like really cross. Like that was so bad. I'll never do that again. No, it was the edible. It was just the edible because a couple years later, I was at my ex-boyfriend's apartment with Molly and Rob again, and she has an edible. They do not affect her. She's like, do you want some of this? Like, do you want like a piece of this? And again, I thought that it was so bad the other time because I got crossed. So I was like, yeah, sure. I'll have this. Like, why not? It can't be that bad. It was somehow like worse this time. We're, having a good time. We're playing a board game. We're watching YouTube videos. And all of a sudden, I just like am getting like, I can't focus anymore. And I'm getting really upset. I just get like really quiet. I'm like, I can't play this anymore. They keep playing, they're fine. I'm just lying on the couch, staring up at the ceiling. Guys, I am not kidding. I am sitting there and I can't get out of my head. I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, we're not even real. We don't even like bleed when we get cut. Like when we get cut, there's nothing there. But we're programmed to think that there's blood there. We're actually hollow. Like, we're just hollow metal. But, like, we're programmed to think that we have, like, flesh and blood and stuff. But we don't. We're like robots. I'm not kidding. I'm staring at the ceiling. I can't stop thinking about it. At some point, my friends were like, are you okay? Like, are you good? I was like, yeah. Can you get me my ice cream from the freezer? Because I had, like, a little, like, pint of ice cream in the freezer. I swear I am eating this thing for like 30 minutes, like taking like spoonfuls of it. Okay, put it back in the freezer. I eventually go to bed. I get up the next day. I'm like, God, like how much of that thing did I eat last night? I barely made a freaking dent. Like there wasn't even a full spoon's worth of ice cream missing from that thing. Like if you were to take a spoon and get a full scoop of ice cream out of that thing, it was less than that. And I was eating it for like a half hour. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But that time I think was honestly worse than the camping edible situation, because at least with that one, like there was a couple like silly like moments. I can laugh about that now. I cannot laugh about this one. It's so ludicrous sounding, but it haunted me for a while. I was like, oh my God, like, really screwed me up. I was like, we're done. I've had too many bad experiences with edibles. Like, I can't do this anymore. There's absolutely no reason for me to be doing this to myself, because I was just doing that to myself. Like, there was no reason for me to be having them, so I stopped having those. I started working on myself a little bit, and I started just naturally feeling a little better, like on my day-to-day basis. And in feeling better, it made me realize that this whole time I was just coping. I hate to say it, but I really was just smoking to make myself like feel better and ignore all the stuff that was happening in my life. And it's so crazy, like, because I didn't look at it that way when I was doing it, but then when I reached this point, I was like, that is exactly why I've been doing it this whole time. And the thing is just like, you know, you get high and like it can be fun, but then there's the low after. And I was like, I'm feeling like a little more like okay in general. I don't want to say great. At that point I wasn't, but I was getting better at like dealing with the things that were happening in my life instead of like avoiding them. And getting myself high just to end up getting low again, and then having to pick myself back up from the low, was kind of like making everything harder. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be done with this. I'm just gonna stop smoking altogether, like everything. Like I'm not gonna have anything anymore and call it a day. Like we're done. So I think the last time that I smoked was at a little Halloween party that I had in 2024. And then I was just like, okay, like I'm not gonna do this again. And I have not. So it'll be like 2 years in October. And this, I just want to be clear. I'm not telling people to smoke or anything, but I'm also not judging people that do. I just want to make that so clear. I do have some like drinking stories, I guess. Maybe I'll tell those one day. But we need a little break from the story times, I think. This is now the second one in a row. Okay. Next week I've got something different. For my 1 year of uploading on this channel, that's next week. And then I'm getting the May videos together. I'm not stopping story times. I need to spread them out. I can't have like 5 of them in a row because I don't want to. Well, if you have any crazy stories or experiences or anything that you would like to share of your time partaking, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, I upload new videos every single Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you feel like it, maybe consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all the things. I always appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see any of the other places I exist, my Instagram and TikTok are both linked down below. I am very active on both of those. A good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life, all of it. Bye!